Now then, have a look at this. That's something mysterious which I will tell you about after this afternoon's Blue Peter.
That is bound to be a big hit when it comes to the cinemas next spring. This is a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he's a prototype for one of 60 life-size working models of dinosaurs that are being made for a film called Dinosaur the Movie. Now, there's only going to be one human being in the whole cast, so obviously the 60 dinosaurs are very important indeed. The people making the film say what they're trying to do is recreate what life on Earth was like 63 million years ago, so it's essential that the dinosaurs can move. And you can even get an idea of what it must have been like when you're about to be eaten by a Tyrannosaurus, because as you've seen, his jaws open and close very realistically. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was a meat eater, which meant that he had other dinosaurs for his dinner. It's quite handy, I suppose. And it really is quite spooky the way his eyes follow your every movement.
It's a pity my skin isn't as tough as Tyrannosaurus Rex's, then I wouldn't have got sunburnt the other week, would I? But look at this, isn't it amazing? Those rolling eyes work by radio control, so you can make the Tyrannosaurus look in any direction just by flicking this joystick. Now let's see if I can get the hang of it. Right, so I'll roll the eyes there. Look at that. He's getting mad. Whoa, he's getting angry. Oh dear, I'm getting carried away here. And I can even open and close the eyelids very slowly. He's getting sleepy now. Sleepy. Oh, yes.
It looks really lifelike.
It does. Scary.
And experimenting with this prototype model of a baby has enabled the filmmakers to start work on an adult Tyrannosaurus, which will be twice the size of this one and which will even be able to walk. And I'm sure he's going to make a very realistic bad guy in the film.
But these aren't models, they're real. They're some of the 197 bones of one of the biggest creatures ever to walk the earth. A dinosaur that's far older and far bigger than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Meet and greet Cetiosaurus. Now, he was a plant eater. He was a big softy, really, compared to Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this is a cutout of the Cetiosaurus so that you can see what a colossal size he was. And we've been able to get the actual size of the Cetiosaurus because of the size of his bones. And if you remember back in 1985 when we had a model of the Rutland Cetiosaurus in the studio, this one is twice that size. He's an enormous 20 metres from his head right along his body, ending at the end of his magnificent tail. Now, the bones from this giant were found in Moreton-in-the-Marsh in Gloucestershire, and they were discovered not by a quarryman or a scientist, but by 6-year-old Lisa Gardner, who lives in the village. Lisa, congratulations, that was a fantastic find. How did you first spot the bones?
Well, we went to the quarry and my daddy, said, come on, Lisa, let's go and find a dinosaur bone jokingly, and we did.
As simple as that?
Yeah.
And you came across one. What a stroke of luck. I bet that's a moment that you'll never forget.
No.
So what was the first piece that you found?
This.
This bit here?
Yeah.
Now, how did you know that that belonged to a dinosaur?
My daddy told me.
He's clever, your dad, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he might be handy to have around. So what did he do? Then
he turned round and saw some more, and he clapped, and he picked it up and took more and more home, and then he took it to the Gloucester City Museum.
Well, that was a very good idea. That was exactly the right thing to do. And it was the keeper of natural history at the museum who investigated Lisa's bones. He's David Dartnell. David, welcome to the programme.
Mark.
How important is Lisa's discovery?
Well, it's very important indeed, because we had a chance this time to excavate the site properly rather than just find the bones by the quarryman. And we've actually found evidence of more than one dinosaur, several dinosaurs, including 2 cetiosaurs, perhaps a mother and a young one.
What a fantastic find.
Yes.
So which parts of the Cetiosaurus are these?
This piece is part of the backbone from just behind the tail there.
Right.
And over here, we've got part of the hip girdle. At the top of the back leg, it's that piece. Coming down to here, we've got part of the neck. These are the neck bones from just behind the head. And over here, we've got a rib bone which fits to the backbones between the two legs.
It's so exciting to see the actual things. The weight of the animal must have been amazing. I mean, look at this. What part of the vertebra is this?
That's the very best neck vertebra we've got from the mid part of the neck.
With a big socket there.
A big socket there, and it's hollowed out to make it lighter.
Just have a go holding that. Is it amazing?
It's fossilised now.
How did you set about excavating?
Well, we used a team of archaeologists to excavate it very, very carefully on a grid principle, so they recorded the position of absolutely all the bones and any other finds.
So that's what we can see them doing there?
Yes. That's fossil wood you can see on the picture there.
So what are they doing there? Just brushing and digging?
Yes, he's removing a small find, I think.
And then what do you do with the rock and the clay afterwards?
Well, the dinosaur was found in a clay deposit, and this is the sort of clay it was found in. Take that to a sieving tank and sieve that down to find evidence of all the small animals that lived at the same time as the dinosaur.
And we've actually got a sieving tank in the studio. Lisa, come and have a look at this, because I've never seen this before, have you?
No.
It was a first experience for us both. You get up those stairs. OK, so this is it. How does it work?
Well, you lift the lid like that, prop it open, and you load it up with some of the clay samples. So Lisa can help me with this. Would you like to load some in? OK?
Don't get any on your nice dress, otherwise your mother
That's
won't
right.
be too pleased.
Load it up like that.
Right.
OK?
And then?
Then we switch the sprinklers on at the top.
OK, so just
If
put
we
it
can
down a
show
little
that-
bit first
Yeah, a
before we
little
put the
bit
water on. Let's have a little look.
And then show that working.
There they go. Way! Let's put it all the way down. You didn't get wet, did you?
No.
How long does it stay in there?
It stays in there for about 4 hours until it's washed down completely to something like this. Get rid of all the clay and you're left with these little stones. But you've got to do a little bit more to it there. You've got to remove these stones by either hand picking them out or by sieving them with a little sieve like that until you get to a finer grade, which we've got over on the table there.
It's amazing that those great big pieces end up pulverised and looking like that. But they go even smaller, don't they?
Yeah, they go even smaller than that.
This stage, first of all.
Yes, over there we've got a fine stage.
Right.
And that's treated with an acid called formic acid, the sort of acid you use for descaling your kettles. And that goes down to the next stage, which is much cleaner and smaller grade, and we put that under the microscope.
Now, you see, to me, and probably to Lisa as well, this just looks like gravel, doesn't it? Just ordinary gravel. But what are you looking for in there?
Well, we're looking for the bones, teeth and scales of all sorts of animals that live with the dinosaurs. We could see some of them in a minute.
Really? Because you've
Yes.
got the microscope set up over
Yes.
there. Not only the microscope, we've fixed a special TV camera to the top of the microscope so that we can see the bits of fossil close up when David sorted them out. I hope you see something, Dave.
Yeah. On the screen at the moment, you can see tiny little sand grains. Those things that look like big rocks, right? Just little sand grains. And if we scroll down slightly on there, there's a little fossil, which is a jawbone with 3 little teeth in it, which might be a fish jawbone or a lizard.
Really? And this is the first time that you've seen these?
Yes, they're really exciting, aren't they? Let's look and see what else we can find.
Lisa's having a good old nose.
Oh, there's another one. Look at that one.
Now, what's that?
That's a crocodile tooth. There were lots of small crocodiles, about 2 foot long, living in these deposits as well. They're feeding on all the fish in the swamps.
Wonderful to see them. I'm glad we could set up the camera there. So when you've actually sieved all this evidence of Gloucestershire, which is 175-million-year-old evidence,
Yes.
what kind of a picture of the place are you able to put together?
Well, if you can imagine a steamy tropical swamp, something like the Everglades, full of crocodiles, and the crocodiles feeding on fish and turtles and small early mammal-like animals, that's roughly the picture you get.
Doesn't look like a very nice place to live to me. What do you think, Lisa? Would you like to live in those
No.
times? No? Waking up and seeing crocodiles out your bedroom window?
Oh, what are those?
Those are crocodiles. Well, Lisa, there can't be many people who've discovered a Cetiosaurus like you. What a wonderful end to a walk by the quarry. Will you be looking out for things in the future?
Yeah.
Definitely. You're going to go down there?
Yeah.
Well, if you do, this is the man to get hold of, OK? Well done. Quite a find.
Thank you very much, Mark.
And all Lisa's Cetiosaurus bones are going on display at the Gloucester City Museum, and it doesn't cost a penny to go and see them. I was very pleased to see Mark and Karen were taking such good care of Bonnie. They were, weren't they? Yes, they were. Now, this was last Thursday as well. And I'm also very pleased Bonnie's making such good progress with her agility training. But we're not the only members of the team having a go. Mark's been trying out an agility course with a difference.
Come on, come on.